Hello, everyone. We're so excited to have you on campus this summer. My name is Hannah. I work in our residential life wing office, and myself, along with Rachel, Kayla, and Cass, you'll probably see us around in the buildings quite a bit, especially over here in Abigail in our main office this summer. So we're looking forward to seeing you and having you on campus with us this summer. So this is a presentation to give you information that's important, not only for the start of the summer, but kind of give you some helpful hints and reminders to have a successful summer residency with us. So we'll go ahead and get started. So the first thing that will occur is either your move to your summer room or your checkout process. So if you're not starting summer housing right away, then you need to plan to complete the spring 23 checkout procedure on or before the residence halls close for the spring semester, which is Saturday, May 13th at noon. So you have the same expectations of checkout and timeline as other non-summer residents. Either myself or someone else in our office will contact you close to your move-in date that you indicated in the summer application to provide more move-in details. So you will return your room key for the spring 23 semester. You'll remove all your items from your spring room assignment and follow all of the additional checkout procedures for the spring. Now, if you are just going to transition from a spring resident to a summer resident without moving out, we will have you stay in your spring room assignment until Wednesday, May 17th. On Wednesday, May 17th at 3 p.m., you can begin the moving process to your spring room assignment. We have this chart here on the slideshow to kind of give you a visual timeline of it. So on Wednesday, May 17th, you can come to the main office to get your room key for your summer room assignment. And your appointment card will also allow you access into Abigail Morse Hall. If you don't already live in Abigail Morse Hall. So we'll have your room key and you can come pick it up either Wednesday the 17th after 3 p.m. or when our office is open on Thursday the 18th or Friday the 19th. You do need to be sure to plan to pick up your room key at some point in time in one of these days. If for some reason you're not able to make it during our business hours, which are 8 a.m. to noon and 1 to 5, please let us know immediately so we can make plans for you. You do have to come pick up your room key. It should only take about a couple minutes to get your room key to you. We just need to see your Horn ID card before we give it to you. So again, you can start the move process on the 17th, and it needs to be concluded by Sunday the 21st at 9 o'clock in the evening. So you also need to have your spring room assignment key turned into the black drop box in that building by that time as well. So please be sure to follow the checkout procedures at that point. So you need to make sure that your spring room assignment, your room key is turned in, your items are completely out of the room, your window is locked, your door is locked, and that you kind of have done a light cleaning, removed any trash or anything from the room space. So again, that has to be done by Sunday, May 21st. If for some reason that checkout and room change timeline does not work with you, just let us know. We can definitely work with folks. But again, just let us know if for some reason that does not work with you. We also will have moving carts available at Abigail Morse Hall and the other residence halls as well. We do ask that you try to return the moving carts to the building that you got them from. Additionally, you are during the summer, parking permits are not needed. And so you are more than welcome, if you have a vehicle or someone that is helping you move has a vehicle, to use the parking lot to the north of Abigail Morse Hall. The green spaces will be available unless otherwise noted throughout the summer. So you're also more than welcome to load up and then drive items over if that's easier too. Okay, the next thing that we'll be going over is our staffing, the services available, both in the residence halls and then also checking mail, which is kind of a big ticket item. So really the main thing is that the reception centers will not be functional as they were during the school year. The residential life main office will be your main source. Like if you have packages, letter mail, if you get locked out. Our office is open 8 a.m. to noon and then 1 p.m. to 5 p.m. Monday through Friday. There may be days where we are closed, for example, around like the 4th of July or other state holidays. But that is when the entire university would be closed, so just keep out for that. So again, if you are locked out, need to check mail, and our office is open, please come down. We are in the lowest level of Abigail Morse Hall. There's actually a door that you can get into our office from the inside of Abigail. That way, we also have our exterior entrance. So we'll be available. Also, if you just have questions, you need to submit a work order or anything like that, you can come on down, and we are kind of your new reception center. That might be the best way to explain it for the summer. We do encourage at all times to remember your room key and your Hornet ID card. Oftentimes we do have staff over the summer, but sometimes our response time is a little bit longer. For example, I live off campus. If I need to come to unlock your room, it's going to take just quite a bit longer than if I was right down the hall to unlock your room key. So we really encourage you to make sure that your room key and your Hornet ID card are with you at all times. We will still have a professional staff or residential life staff on call, and ESU Police and Safety is still available throughout the summer. Those numbers are posted and available throughout the residence hall, so please utilize those to the best whenever needed in the event of emergency. We do also have storm shelters in Abigail Morse Hall, or storm shelter, singular storm shelter in Abigail Morse Hall. It's in the garden level at the lowest, so it's also part of your responsibility as a resident. If you have not signed up for emergency notifications to ESU, but that is available as well with storm shelter. I know weather during the summer in Kansas can kind of be touch and go, so please stay alert and stay aware in the event of severe weather. Another big kind of change is that we will have, we call them summer assistants, so your student staff members for the summer. They will be located in all buildings on campus, so the residential buildings. They are different from our RAs or resident assistants in the summer, but they are still staff members. So if you have a question or something like that and you run into them, feel free to ask. And they can either answer or get that question to professional staff members. Dining services on campus are limited in the summer. There will be times when larger groups, the Hornet's Nest will be open, and so you can pay at the door, but there is no meal plan over the summer. We do plan to have the community kitchens and ovens on at all times over the summer. But please be aware that there are other people in the building that will be using it as well. And so we'll kind of go over that later in our presentation. But we do plan to have that available for you at all times. Okay, so we're just going to go over some of the policies, just reminders and kind of helpful hints for the summer. So some pretty common questions are that all of our normal academic year policies that are in our handbook, both the residential life and ESU, are upheld over the summer. So some kind of reminders for that are guest policy. You need to be with your guest at all times. So that means that you can't have a guest hanging out and maybe you go to work. You need to be with your guests, escorting them in the building at all times. They should not have access to your room or your room key if you are not directly with them at that time. We also have a 2-night per week limit for overnight guests. Even though you have a single room, you still need to uphold that policy. I do encourage just kind of going over the prohibited items for the building, and then community kitchens. We do, like I said, plan to have them open including the ovens on at all times during the summer to allow access to the kitchen and meal prepping and things like that and cooking. We do still not allow grease cooking. So that is important. Those signs will remain up. And we also encourage just being respectful to this space. You will still need to clean up after yourself. And again, there will be other students using the community kitchen. So it's good to kind of be efficient while you're in there, as well as taking your time and utilizing your time. A couple of helpful hints. We do, I would really discourage anyone from throwing something in the oven or being on the stove and then walking away, leaving the building or going up to your room. You need to be in the kitchen while you're using the appliances in there. Another kind of important thing is that with the ovens being on all the time, just being thoughtful if you're late night cooking and things like that, and just for fire safety and safety of others in the building as well. So just keeping those in mind. Other things we just like to kind of reinforce that are still available and will still occur over the summer. We do have maintenance and custodial staff in the building, so cleaning of community spaces, and then work orders can still be fulfilled. We do encourage, like, if you notice something that maybe isn't right in the building, please come down and let us know, or let a staff member know if you see us walking around. So shoot us an email, however is easiest for you. If it's a non-emergent kind of situation too. We do plan to do a health and safety check or bug spray midsummer, and if anything like that occurs, we'll definitely, or when we have the date for when that occurs, we'll let you know ahead of time as well. So just continuing to check your ESU student email, maybe a sign posted outside in the community spaces as well for those dates too. One thing that will be very different from the normal school semesters will be that we do host multiple different groups on campus. They will stay on campus. Most of them will be in the Towers complex or in Sean Camp Hall. And these groups really do vary. One of our first big ones is Unbound Gravel, the bike race. We do have riders on campus that will be staying with us for the duration of that event. So it's you will definitely not always be the only people staying on campus. And so just being aware of that. A lot of the groups bring a lot of good energy. We have large groups, small groups. Again, just something to be aware of. There will be a couple of groups that also will stay in Abigail Morse Hall. So if there are other residents in Abigail Morse Hall, they are supposed to be there. And we'll have staff members around throughout the summer, either working on projects for the group staying on campus. And we'll also have maintenance, custodial, and our summer staff in the buildings working on projects, preparing for the fall semester. So a lot of different things will be happening. But again, if you notice anything, have any questions, concerns, just let us know and we'll be happy to help you out that way. Okay, and one of our last topics is we do have a new date for the planned power outage. It is Thursday, May 25th. So all of you should be moved over to your summer room assignment by that time. We are very lucky and fortunate that Abigail Morse Hall does have a generator. So during the outage, the generator will kick on. And so services that will be available are the elevator, certain hallway lights, and then red outlets throughout the building will still have power to them. The card access in the building will work, and the internet in the building should also work. And then services that won't be available, the ovens and the kitchens will not be on, so the kitchen will not be available that day. We will put temporary lights in the bathroom so that the switches, the light switches in the bathroom will not work. And we will also not have the heating and AC system during the power outage. You know, that is the Thursday before the holiday weekend, so it might be a good idea if you are planning to travel, maybe head out a day early. It is not a situation where you have to vacate the building since we do have the generator. So if you need to stay, you're definitely able to, and you're definitely still in a secure building, but you will have some services that won't be available. The outage will occur during the day. And at very max, it will be around 8 hours. And again, just kind of preparing for that day and knowing kind of your options. With the power being out, charging phones, checking weather, and things like that beforehand. If you have questions about it, we can definitely try and help and answer as much as possible to see what we can do for you. And that concludes our presentation. If you have any questions, again, I know I've said it countless times, please feel free to give our office a call or shoot us an email. If it's during the workday, so again, that 8 to noon or 1 to 5, you're more than welcome to stop by the residential lifeline office and we can definitely help you out. And you will be able to either answer questions or get you the answers that you need. In a different way. So again, we're looking forward to having you on campus and having a great summer with you.